Okay, now we will start with the case studies of 2015. Okay, so let's go to the first case study. A private company is known for its efficiency, transparency, and employee welfare. The company, though owned by private individual, has a cooperative character where employees feel a sense of ownership. Okay, so it is a private company, but it's a kind of cooperative setup. The company employs nearly 700 personnel, and they have voluntarily decided not to form union. One day, suddenly in the morning, about 40 men belonging to a political party gate crashed into the factory, demanding jobs in the factory. So some 40 people are coming and they are demanding the jobs in the factory. They threatened the management and employees and also used bad language. The employees feel demoralized. It was clear that those people who gate crashed wanted to be on the payroll of the company as well as continue as the volunteers of the party. Okay, so you can see here they already have decided not to form a union or not to be a part of party, etc. But these 40 people, they want to be part of the company and they want job in the company and they want to be part of the payroll. At the same time, they want to continue as their work in the party. The company maintains high standards in integrity and does not extend favors to civil administration that also include law enforcement agency. Such incident occur in public sector also. Okay, now the questions are coming. So what is the question? Assume you are the CEO of the company. What would you do to diffuse the situation on the date of gate crashing with the violent mob sitting inside the company premises? See, this is something like there's a problem with management also, right? If you have enough security and you have CCTV cameras and all those things, then this could have been prevented. So gate crashing, for that you need to make sure some security cases that anyway have to come as one of your point, but not the major one. Okay, that has to be there in your answer, but that's not having any ethical dimension or anything. But as a long term solution, something like that you can incorporate, like proper security, and that will protect the employees. At the same time, CCTV cameras and all, you can talk about long term solution, because this is something which need to be prevented anyway. Okay, what can be the long term yeah, here long term solution, you can discuss what I've told you, discussed in the case. Every solution that you suggest will have a negative and positive impact on you as a CEO, also the employees and the performance of the employees. Analyze the consequence of each of your suggested actions. See, it's a case where you need to see the possibilities and you need to give the merits and demerits, right? So what are the actions that you can take? There are three options only here. uh, Three option means two are straightforward. Either you have to accept their demand and give them job, or you have to deny it outrightly, completely, and then there will be some consequences. We have to discuss that also. Here also, if you give them job, there will be consequences, there will be merits and demerits. Direct it is, you can deny it outrightly, or you can come up with some innovative solutions. So these are the three ways in which you can answer. The first two are direct. Either you have to accept it, right? So before that, in your answer, first paragraph, what you need to discuss is what are the ethical lines in which the case is involved, or what are the main values which the case study is actually talking about. So this actually questions or involve your integrity, right, and your efficiency to handle the situation. This is very important. And also the welfare of the employees, because you are the CEO, so you have to take care of the welfare, because this kind of activities may demoralize. It has been already told that employees are demoralized, and there is a threat to their life also. So you have to be taking charge of that. You need to ensure the welfare of the employees. At the same time, your this integrity question is there. Impartiality, openness, transparency, efficiency, sense of ownership, all these things can be incorporated. So understand, these are the three dimension in which you need to write the answer. First possibility is that you have to accept their demand. Second possibility is that deny it completely. Third possibility, make a combination of this, or you have to frame your own solution. Okay, a better solution rather than these two. So this has been asked by them, so you're accepting it. This has been asked by them, but you're denying it. These two are general. Now write the positives of this, negatives of this, positives of this, negatives of this, your own better innovative solution to take care of the negatives and everything, and then try to write the advantages of it, and also tell why you are going with this option. Now I'm not saying what is this option. There should be one option like this, which has to be the best interest of the company, also for you, also for the employees, and also for those people who have came, right? So what are the who are the stakeholders here? You can talk about you as a CEO. First of all, you will be the part of that. Okay, so when you talk about the stakeholders and the existing 700 employees in the company, and those people who came, the 40 people who came, and the company, the management, and this political party, all are stakeholders in this case. So what are the problems? Okay, so first question is long-term solution, right? So that I've told you, this is a case of gate crashing, so this could have been prevented. So long term, in future, this kind of activities should not be there. So that is actually affecting the morale of the employees, so you have to prevent that. So what can be done? Proper security, right? So proper security at the gate is very much essential, and for that, whatever you can do, like it can be CCTVs, or it can be guards. So that solution you can give. That is one thing that you can give, right? So that means, what is the advantage? The morale of the employees will be boost, right? Because they are not facing any threat. Then right now there is a threat, even it will affect their life also. Okay, now secondly, what you can say is, you will this is a case of they want to be part of the payroll, so you need to give job to them. But you can make sure that the company will consider only those people who are meritorious, and employment or jobs or anyone who will be part of the payroll will have the merit. So that should be another point that you can mention. On the basis of merit only you will consider. So that is again something which can be done for a long term. Now short term, every solution you need to talk about 2 3 options, and you need to talk about the good and bad. So that's the three solutions that I've told you. The first one, you will accept it. Now what is the problem in accepting? See, these people are already part of political party, and the entire system is already working, and they have all decided that there is no union or political party in the company. So this incorporation may hinder the development and may demoralize further the employees. Their morale also will be affected, and the efficiency of the company will come down. In future, the strikes and everything will be there. At the same time, if you try to incorporate them, if you try to give them job, more and more people will also come. Next day another 40 people will come, next day another 40 people will come, right? So this will create the problem. That is a demerit. What is a merit? Merit is temporarily you can solve the issue, but we are never looking for any temporary solution in your answer. So this cannot be your solution. Temporarily you are satisfying the demand of those people, so you may be able to solve that problem temporarily, but it will affect the entire company, the existing employees, and these are the problems. And also in future, you may be able to tackle this 40, but another 40 if they are coming, can you give the job? No. Another 40 if coming? No. So that is going to be a long term issue, so that is not possible. Okay, so that is a problem with the first option. Second option, you deny it completely. Immediately, if you deny it, say they have already came and they crashed the gate and everything, so they are in a violent mood. So if you deny it at that spot, then this can also create problem. That may lead to bloodshed, or they may attack the employees, they may attack you, they may attack the company. So that may lead to economic loss. At the same time, it may be threat to life and also property of the company. So that is also not a good deal. Okay, so the two options which are in front of you, that anyway we cannot go with any of these two. Denying outrightly you can't do, because that may threaten the life, and also it will be a threat to the property of the company. Economic things also will be affected. At the same time, life of employees will also have to be taken care, and that is your responsibility as a CEO or as a leader. So that two options are anyway not going to do good. Now what is the third option that you can give? What you can say is, you can, again we will talk about persuasion. We can say you will negotiate with that people, right? Obviously this kind of situation, see, not only here, you might be an SP of a district, or you might be a DM, district magistrate, or a collector of a district, and you will be facing this kind of situation. So what you need to do is you may be a tahsildar. Okay, so some custodial death might have happened, and the public is gathering against that and protesting with the dead body. In this kind of situations, when the people are very emotionally, and they are also very much in an anger situation, then the first thing that you need to talk about is negotiating. You have to talk to them. You have to talk about to the concerned people. You have to talk to them, convince them. Okay, that is the best interest of everyone, for the political party, and also for those people who are the members of the party, and those who are employees of the company already. And you can make them aware that this is going to bring bad will to the political party. See, these are just for the sake of writing something you need to write. Okay, anyway, you have to write this only. You will be doing with the proper negotiation and persuasion. You will make them aware that the consequences that they're going to face. At the same time, you should also tell them that if anyone from that group possess merit, okay, then the company will consider them if there is any vacancy which is going to come in the future. But at this moment, there is no vacancy. Even if there is no vacancy, it is impossible to give them job, as they do not classify they do not qualify for the job, or they don't have the merit, right? So that is something the company cannot do. So this is what you can say in this particular question. And see, I am sure that you all will have different options as the third one, but the first and second one, we will all talk the same. And that's where you are not going to get any mark. This is the area where everybody will discuss the same thing. Everybody will discuss the same merits and demerits, the first one and the second one. Third one, how you're going to write is how your mark is decided, and your marks in ethics is what actually deciding your rank also. So I hope this is clear. Okay, second one, I think we have discussed similar case study or same case study. No, that was a headmistress. Okay. So you are the sarpanch of a panchayat. There is a primary school run by the government in your area. Midday meals are provided to children attending the school. We have discussed the same, or I think only difference was related to it was an HM at that time. Okay. Okay. Now headmaster. The headmaster has now appointed a new cook in the school to prepare the meals. However, when it is found that the cook is from Dalit community, almost half of the children belonging to the higher caste are not allowed to take meals by their parents. So midday meal scheme is there, which is going on. The problem is a Dalit cook is actually appointed by the headmaster, and that created problem among the upper caste people, right? So this is a structure: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and the untouchables. They are the Dalits. So the problem is this. Consequently, the attendance in the schools fall sharply. This could result in the possibility of discontinuation of midday meal scheme, thereafter of teaching staff, and subsequent closing down of the school. Okay, what is the question? Discuss some feasible strategies to overcome the conflict and to create right ambience. What should be the responsibilities of different social segments and agencies to create positive social ambience for accepting such changes? Okay, see here, first question, you need to give a solution, a strategy to solve this issue current temporary this at this situation. Second one, what should be the responsibility of different social agents? This involve what? Different social agents means it can be NGOs, it can be the teachers, it can be the parents, okay, it can be headmaster, it can be the sarpanch. All these, what are their responsibilities to avoid this kind of problems and to create a positive social ambience? This kind of caste discrimination, etc., should not be there in future. Okay, so how will you proceed this? Now here also, you see, it's all about even Mahatma Gandhi's. What is Mahatma? How? What is the? Do you know the solution for Mahatma Gandhi for removing untouchability? It is basically, on one hand, Dr. Ambedkar is talking about annihilation of caste, or abolition of caste system and everything. On the other side, Mahatma Gandhi is of the opinion that caste system and all should continue, but there should be persuasion and prayer. Okay, you tell the upper caste people not to practice this kind of activities, and then they will not do that. So this is actually the approach of Mahatma Gandhi. And what you can say here is not to go in that level, but you can say persuasion. Again, that is what you can actually discuss here. Persuasion is what you need to do. At the same time, you see, assume that the sarpanch anyway will be from a higher community. You can assume that, and you can say that as a sarpanch you will also eat the food which is actually cooked by the same cook, so that you can convince the people. And negotiation, not negotiation here, persuasion you can discuss. And you can do proper counseling also, that this should not, the caste disabilities or caste discrimination or this kind of feelings should not get into the education of the children, right? So see, there may be a lot of situations where the now, yeah, I think the previous case study that we have discussed was Dalit students was there in the class, and they will be in the back bench, right? They will not get attention of the teachers. I think one of that kind of case study we have already discussed, and I've discussed almost the same points over there also. So that also can be a situation, right? So the point here is caste should not come within education. Education is something different, and that is what is the future of the children. So don't compromise on the future of the children. So if you take things on caste lines, then the education may have to be compromised, and that should not be done in the interest of the child and the future of the child and also the future of the country. So this is what you can write as persuasion, counseling that has to be done, right? And proper PTA meetings and everything has to be conducted with respect to that. Any, you can also say that any respected person from the village can who's from the upper caste, maybe you can say upper caste, who can convince the parents also. Okay, so now, if not, still if they are not ready to follow, then what you need to say after doing all these things, if they are not following, this is completely against constitution, right? And there are various other laws also, SC/ST discrimination related laws are there. So proper legal, you can threaten them not to file the case or anything. You can threaten them, this is against the constitution and this is against the law of the land. So the proper legal action might be taken, right? And it is also your fundamental duty as part of right to education to give education to the children. So you cannot stop sending them also to the school, and it is the fundamental right of the children also. So all these dimensions you can bring in. And see the second part. What is the second part? You should never see what will happen with some of the students is they will write this and they may miss this. Remember, both have equal marks. Okay, so what about this one? You talk about one by one, like what parents need to be done, okay, what the teachers need to be done, what the headmaster need to be done. So everything. So like teachers should have regular meetings with the parents, and all those things we can discuss. Take the parents into confidence. And over a long time, this issue of caste discrimination and untouchability should be removed. Okay, so there's a modern society, so this kind of practices is not desirable. People should be judged on the basis of the merit rather than some ascribed status. Okay, so the next one of the scientists working in the R&D of a major pharmaceutical company discovers that one of the company's drug has the potential to cure a currently incurable liver disease, which is prevalent in tribal areas. See here, this is going to be the catch: tribal areas. So what will be the case here? This is people who's facing poverty. They don't have medicines. They don't have medicine. Nobody's ready to supply the medicine, and they don't have the willingness, or they don't have the ability to pay. That is the reason why no supply of medicines also. So nobody is actually interested in that area for those people. However, developing a variant of the drug suitable for human being entailed a lot of research. So actually, I think they have only identified the potential of that drug. Now you need to do a lot of research and development, having a huge expenditure to the extent of 50 crore. It was unlikely that company would recover the cost. So it is unlikely that the company would recover the cost which is going to be spent, as the disease was rampant only in poverty stricken area, having very little market otherwise. So as a CEO, Identify various actions that you could take. Evaluate the pros and cons of each of your companies. So here you see you are a CEO, so there will be definitely organizational interest here versus, you have seen this time and again, this kind of question, versus public interest. Okay, whether you need to help the people, at the same time this is again a conflict of interest, right? Maybe you can also say organizational interest versus personal interest. Personal interest means you definitely want to help the tribes, but it is not going to be beneficial for the company. It has been crystal clear that you are not going to recover this cost. So this is a dilemma. There is a dilemma also here. So explain that part anyway first, and then what are the steps that you're going to take, that you need to explain the pros and cons also. Okay, now you can simply reject the proposal. First thing, you can accept the proposal immediately and sanction the amount of 50 crores. So let's take these two, first one and the second one. If you reject the proposal, then what will happen here? You are saving the company. Okay, it holds merit for the company in short run. Okay, why in short run? Because you are saving this 50 crore, and otherwise it is never going to be recoverable. So that is the reason why you are actually ignoring this, you are rejecting this proposal. So you are saving the company from a big economic burden. But it is actually a chance to uplift the poor, to do something good for the poor and maximum good for maximum people, and you are missing that opportunity. Secondly, the demerit of the very same action is company also missing a chance to what to do something good for the society, and it will also increase or improve the reputation and the goodwill of the company, and it will automatically act as an advertisement in future for the company. So that part is missing, so that social aspect is missing. Okay, exactly the opposite. If you accept it, the company will face a financial burden, but the other dimension, you feel happy that you have done something and the company is doing something. So one of the advantages, company may get a benefit out of it in future. Okay, like that. What else you can do? What else you can do is, see, you should go for a balance. One is you need to help the tribes. Secondly, you should recover the cost, because company should not be in loss. So what you can do is, there may be NGOs, various NGOs who are funding, right, for this. So you can approach the NGO and you can tell that there is a huge possibility potential which we have seen, and we need to spend this, and then we can actually really help the poor people. So if the NGO is ready to help, willing to help, then that is going to be the best course of action. Or not necessarily NGO, you can also give a proposal to the government of that country, or the tribes is in a different country, you can talk to that country, or if it is in your own country, still you can talk to your government. Okay, and give a proposal, and government may sanction, but I think better option will be NGOs. Okay, all those philanthropists and all will be there, so the chances of getting help will be very high. Okay, this is completely personal. There is nothing, only thing is that you need to substantiate your answer. This question: there is a disaster prone state having frequent landslides, forest fires, cloudburst, flash floods, and earthquakes, etc. Some of these are seasonal and often unpredictable. The magnitude of the disaster is always unanticipated. During one of the seasons, a cloudburst caused a devastating floods and landslides, leading to high casualties. There was major damage to infrastructure like roads, bridges, and power generating units. This led to more than 1 lakh pilgrims, tourists, and other local peoples trapped across different routes and locations. The people trapped in your area of responsibility include senior citizens. Okay, they are the most vulnerable people. Okay, senior citizens. Just keep in mind, patients in hospital, women, and children. So they are first giving that vulnerability. All these are vulnerable sections. Hiker, they are the adventurous people. Tourist, they might also have been trapped. Ruling parties, regional presidents along with his family. Okay, this is a one word: ruling parties, regional president along with his family, additional chief secretary of the neighboring state, and prisoners in jail. As a civil service officer of the state, what would be the order in which you would rescue these people and why? Give justification. It's a very simple question. You just need to give the order. Now see, any order you give, it's okay. You can just, if you can justify, see, some people may say that, okay, let me tell you this. Some people will say that I will go for this. Most probably all of you will go for this, right? Senior citizens, patients, hospitals, patients in hospital, women and children, because they are the most vulnerable, they are in need of support. Okay, everybody will go with this. This is the first. You can explain the reason also, they are most vulnerable. Now there is another possibility. Some of you can also say you will help this person, ruling party's regional president along with his family, and also chief secretary. Okay, maybe one you can say. So if you can either go with this, but what should be the justification? You can say that he's the regional president of the ruling party. So if you can help him, he can arrange all the facilities which is required for the others. Okay, so with that you can help everyone else very easily. That is a rational, or you can go with this also. But see, this is not an additional secretary of your state, it is a neighboring state. So he is just like any other person maybe. If it is your state, then he can also mobilize a lot of security, a lot of other supports which is required. So you may go with, if it is additional secretary of your state, that state, then you can even give this as a first one, because he can understand the situation, he can mobilize things which is required. Okay, so there has to be justification. You can also say tourist, because why you are saying tourist in your first preference? See, this is very subjective. Again, I am telling you, this also you can write first, but you need to tell that they are the tourist people, they are not aware about all the situation, they are not aware about the terrain. So you need to save them, you need to help them. That is also one of the reason you can say. But in my case, what I will go with this is, I will go with this first: senior citizens, patients in hospital, women and children. This is my first preference. For you, it may be entirely different, but the first preference for almost all the people will be this. Okay. Then, second preference, I will go with tourist. As the same reason which I've told you. Third preference, I may go with. See, this people will anyway will be safe, right? Prisoners in jail. This is anyway. They will be very safe because it is already compounded and they are in the jail. So you will be rescuing them last, because they will be taken care otherwise also. So anyway, this is your last priority. Okay, so this is first. Tourist is your second. Okay, then additional chief secretary, or this you can say next, because they can arrange further facilities. And why you are keeping these people as the last? They are adventurous people, so they might have seen this kind of situations, and they might have some preparedness also with this kind of situation, and knowing that only they came here, so they might have some preparations. Okay, but still some hikers may not have all the skill and everything. But okay, anyway, in my preference, I will keep them second last. Prisoners in jail, I'll keep them last. Hiker, I will keep second last. Senior citizen and tourist will be the first two category. Then you can put them in any situation and you can explain the reasons. Okay, so we will stop here for today. Two more case studies are there. Just go through that and we will discuss later if it is required.